We go where Roger Self learned he will spend the rest of his life behind bars. Self drove a car into a crowded restaurant back in 2018, killing his daughter and his daughter-in-law. He has been sentenced to at least 38 years in prison. The closing arguments from the district attorney focused on Self's lack of remorse.
We have heard explanations. We have heard rationales. We have never heard Roger Self say, "I'm sorry."
WCNC Charlotte's Brandon Goldner arrived at the scene just minutes after this all happened, and he's been following every development in the year since. Brandon, this case has taken an emotional toll on a lot of people in Gaston County.
That's right, Fred, and especially with people in Charlotte, the best way I explain it to them is we all know those prominent families in Charlotte, the Belks, the Blumenthals, the Levines. When it comes to Gaston County, the Self family is that prominent family, and this has taken an emotional toll that will continue on for years, even well after all of these legal proceedings have passed. Before Judge Athena Brooks handed down Roger Self's prison sentence, we heard for the first time from Tommy George. His daughter was Amanda Self. Her husband was Roger Self's son, Josh Self.
She told me be blunt.
George says he was the one to break the news to the couple's children that their grandfather, Roger Self, killed their mom.
Caleb, you know when that car hit your mommy, I said it hurt her so bad, baby, they couldn't help her. Caleb, your mommy's dead. I've never heard a child scream like that ever.
He described not being able to hold his daughter because her body was considered evidence.
Her body's swollen where they pump so many fluids and they're trying to save her. And all they would let me do was he run over her like a dog, and all they let me do is pat her hand like a dog because she was still listed as evidence.
He believes Roger knew well before heading to the restaurant he was going to harm his family.
I'm a Christian, I forgive him, but I will never, ever forget him. I'll never forget this man.
Judge Brooks sentenced Self to a minimum 38 years in prison. Given his age of 65, he'll more than likely die behind bars. Before being led away, Self spoke to his family and admitted the word sorry wasn't enough to make up for the lives he affected.
That fear that I had of losing my family came true.
And because Roger Self was facing away from the microphone, it was a little bit hard to hear his final sentence, but what he said was, quote, "I will die in prison and then I will be free because of Christ and his love for all of us." Live in Gaston County, I'm Brandon Goldner, WCNC Charlotte.